of the oats out of the bend here. Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to get it all on Jeff's trailer or not. Jeff is up at the cow barn here at Carovail. I put 3 grain buggies on them so far, and the boys are in the bend here doing some shoveling. Well, we ended up getting the girls going here. We had to work on their chisel cross here this morning. Mason just got over here, so he's in the bend helping Wilkins do some shoveling. I gotta get in there myself. Get this job done. We might have a grain buggy left over, and then we'll get the bin emptied out here. So they are dusty. You can see the dust rolling out of the auger there. And we'll kind of show you what things look like inside the bin here. Yeah, I'm not really sure if we're gonna be able to get this all loaded out of here today or not. It's gonna be close. Get this one buggy loaded and then we'll load up another one. This sweep arm here is out of the bin that we have at home. That bin is not as wide as this one, so it's coming up a couple feet short here. So I better get shoveling here. Alright, it looks like we're going to be able to get it all on there. There's only a couple of wheelbarrows. Once in the grain bin there, we're going to try to get it all on the grain buggy without spilling it. I don't know if Jeff's going to be able to hold this whole load or not, so I'll help these guys finish it up. I'll show you what things look like in here. We unhooked the sweep arm, got that turned off, and as you can see, there's only like 2 or 3 wheelbarrow loads left in here. I'm not even going to bother climbing in. I'm going to make sure that's not going to spill. Looks like I'm going to be going over the back. I better back this up quick. We've already spilled some on the ground. We got a pretty good growth there. How you like the window in the silo? So at one time there was an old cow barn here, and it burned down a couple of years ago, and that's all that's left there now. Some burnt timber over there. I think there was a corn crib there at one time. Not really sure. Looks like we're just about gonna get it to go there. The last of it. So we'll take this up, get it loaded over on the Jeff, get this grain buggy back in the building down there, and then the boys are going to fix stone, and I've got to pack some seedings in with the roll of harrow. I'll have to show you what that looks like. We ended up doing just a single pass on a corn stubble piece that we had grain corn on last year. It was actually the last piece that we combined, and we're going to seed it down. So we'll show you what that looks like here in a little while. Everybody complains about soybean dust. The only one thing about oats is they're lighter and they're easier to shovel. That's the only thing about oats. So we're going to take this up and get it loaded on the Jeff here, and as you can see, we're a little dusty from doing this job here. So Wilkins hasn't been out of the bin since we started. We loaded 4 grain buggies. I've been jumping back and forth. Jason got here on this last load here, so I didn't really shovel as much on this last one as I did on the other 3. So we'll see how much we can get to fit on that trailer up here, and we'll send Jeff on his way. So the first load of oats that we took out of here is where I ended up losing my GoPro, and I ended up driving through the field there, and I think that's where I lost it. But these guys here are out of Millenville, PA. All right, he is gonna roll out. We ended up spilling a little bit there because we were talking. So that is gonna do it. Well, this field here, I ended up using the Terra disc on here last night. This was the last field that we combined last year, so there's a lot of corn trash on top of the ground. And the Pottinger Terra disc did an awesome job. We're gonna put a Timothy blend of seeding in here, and we're gonna have Carovail do it with their fertilizer spreader. They're gonna apply the fertilizer and the seed at the same time. We're gonna put some alfalfa down along with some Timothy and some brome grass. This is a slightly wetter farm here, so we didn't want to put a straight blend of alfalfa down. So once these guys get going with the spreader, we'll start going around with the roller harrow here, and we'll pack this down. Well, he is done and getting ready to pull out of the field here, and we've got just this longer part of this field to do, and then there's a couple of smaller ones that are down in below. Well, we're just getting done, and it is starting to sprinkle. They said it was going to be raining here by 2 o'clock, and it is just about quarter after. This is what things look like after we have gone over it with just the packers on the roller harrow. Again, this was just done with the Terra disc. They came in from Carovail, applied the fertilizer and the seed. Now earlier I had said that we didn't have the fertilizer and we didn't have the seed, so therefore it was quicker for them to just apply both products at the same time. The reason why we didn't have the seed is because we seed down with strictly alfalfa, and we ended up putting a mixed stand in here. We seeded down with alfalfa, Timothy, and a little bit of brome grass. So we're gonna go ahead and pull on out of here, get back to the shop, and see what we can get into when we get back there. I have to organize some seed corn here yet. I haven't really done that. There was some varieties that were substituted, and I got to figure out what ones took the place of the others, and then we have to have some prescriptions written for what varieties we're going to plant. And they do a prescription based upon what the edge of the field looks like, and they can vary the population just so we're not wasting seed on the edge of a field where it's heavily shaded, or you know, areas like that. So let's go ahead and get back to the shop, and we'll start counting seed corn bags. Well, we're into the following day here now. It's raining, actually, and I've got this Pottinger in here. I ended up going around it with a grease gun. I want to get unhooked from it And as soon as the weather breaks, we're going to hook onto the corn planter. We're actually going to start planting corn. I just wanted to bring it to your attention that Olight is having a sale here on either May 2nd or May 3rd. It's their Mother's Day sale, and you can click on the link in the description to see what's going on, but I'll just show you what they have featured in this sale. Now, this is a Baton 2. I usually clip this to my hat. Works quite well for that. However, the battery doesn't last that long. They now have what's called a Baton 3, and it comes with this black case here, or you can order it. You can order it separate, but you can buy this little case here, and what it is a charger. These lights here have a little magnetic thing that stick onto them, and that plugs into a USB port, and that's how you charge these flashlights. However, this one here works as an actual charger, and it works good because you can carry this thing in your pocket, and for when the battery starts to go down or you're in between jobs, you can actually charge the light. So that's rather neat. Click on the link in the description. You can find all their details and whatever. They have these sales once a month, and I like to bring it to your attention because a lot of guys that do this kind of work that I'm doing find it handy to have a real good light here. So we're going to get this thing pulled out. We're going to back the other Pottinger in. We've got to work on it. We've got a whole pile of parts here to put into it. These are the hubs that the actual disc itself hooks to. We had a bunch of them loosen up, and what it did is it wore out this flat spot that's in this arbor right here, and it wouldn't allow us to tighten them up. There's a round dust shield that goes over the actual threads itself, or the nut, to protect the nut, and you just can't get in there to tighten them up at all. So there's just over $12,000 sitting in this box right here, and that's why I wanted to make sure those discs there were tight. Once this weather breaks, we're going to get hooked onto the corn planter, and we're going to actually start in planting corn, but we're getting a nice, slow, steady rain here now, and that's going to work good with the alfalfa seed that we put in yesterday, actually the day before, and then yesterday we had Carovail apply the fertilizer and an alfalfa Timothy brome mix. And then we use the roll of harrow, as you can see, to pack that in. So let's get this out, get the next unit in. We'll put all these hubs on. We've got some new bolts for the discs itself to bolt them to the hubs. And Jared is gonna try to get this engine put in maybe today. He's hauling a little manure right now, and I think they're gonna get rained out here in a little while. It's drizzling. It's not enough to stop them yet, but I think the end is near. So let's get that other unit in here. Well, we got this small Pottinger done. I don't know if you recall what happened to this, but these hubs loosened up, and then what there is a flat spot in the arm. And I thought the flat spots were okay. One of these I put on the other day to check it, and I said, well, that's pretty good. It's gonna be all right. Well, we had to weld maybe 3/4 of them. At least 20 of them we had to put a little tiny bead of weld up in the top side of the arm so that them arbors had a flat spot to hit against. So we've got this thing done. The boys ended up putting all the discs back on it. So we're gonna be able to roll this out the door. We're getting a real nice rain. I mean, we haven't had a rain like this since probably the beginning of March. We've gotten just about 2/3 of an inch here so far. And I think it's supposed to rain here all day tomorrow as well. The girls got shut down from plowing. Sarah actually helped work on this a little bit. Alex went after these tires for the Green Diller trailer. And Jared has this engine ready to roll into the 8320 tomorrow. He put the oil filter housing on there, fuel filter housing, the rest of the fuel lines. He's got the fan drive and the fan on there. He's got to get a serpentine belt. He ended up putting a, I don't know if you call it a harmonic balancer or whatever on the front end. He's got a new dampener for the back. But yeah, it's all ready to go. So what he's going to do is he's got to take the telehandler, get it, hook onto it. We got to actually take the Degelman blade brackets off of it, and he's got to clean up the oil pan and set it down into place. So this is going to do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one. Hopefully the next video we hear this thing run. So take it easy, folks. We'll catch you at the next one.